Hi, good evening, everyone. Welcome to another stream, Pawnzi. This is Husky. I'm here with Soldat. We had quite a busy weekend in the crypto markets, so we're doing the stream one day earlier just to go over everything that happened, see where we are at, what we can expect or maybe not expect. Before we start the stream, as usual, stream is sponsored by Bullet Dex. In the bottom left corner, you see the Bullet logo. Bullet is a perp DEX that is close to being launched on Solana. On the right side, you see WooX, biggest sponsor of Pawnzi since the day that we started. So yeah, big shout out to Bullet and Woo. And also big shout out to Soldat. Soldat, thank you for joining. How are you?
Thank you for having me, Husky. How are
Mm,
you? I'm fine.
all right. Um, yeah, just as usual in the chat, if you can just let us know if you can see everything that you are supposed to see, if you can hear both me and Soldat, and then we'll just get started. I have the CME chart open here. Soldat, what do you think of our current CME gap?
The one up top or the one down bottom?
The one up top. The one on my screen. I don't. Can you see my screen? Yeah, you should.
I can, yeah.
Like the big. Obviously, we left like a 10k CME gap, 8k or something. Do you think we should expect that to get filled or not? That's the question, I guess.
I would be terribly surprised if we filled that, to be honest.
Yeah, I agree. Can you tell me why?
Well, it's a massive gap. We just, on a sort of PA basis, we did a thing where we left the range. We left the 2 month range. We're currently trading even below like the wick low at 80.6. Bitcoin is a momentum, very momentum driven instrument. I would not go as far as to call it an asset, but I would call it an instrument, a trading instrument. And generally, you'll see it on the way up as well. If you have a lot of momentum, you have these big weekend gaps, and they don't get filled for weeks and weeks, or maybe even months sometimes. So I don't think big gaps like that, as you're leaving the range, should really be expected to be filled immediately.
Yeah, I agree. There's also like we can just look at the weekly chart. Um, there were a few. I don't know if they show up on, but you have this one here, May 22. Then we had um, June 22. Also, these were quite big gaps that left, and then you see on the open it just like kind of marks down straight out of there. Took a really long time. Like there's one here as well. Like it took a really long time to fill those gaps. Do you think we should expect like similar uh, capitulation bottoming structure?
So to be honest, I expected it to happen either on CME Open or Asia Open this morning, but they kind of held the lows
Yeah,
a bit. I think the big thing will be New York today to see how the ETFs react when they wake up and they're 10% down from Friday.
yeah.
It's, quite a bit, I think, for those buyers as well, because if you look at the ETF inflows, we are still sitting near all-time highs in like notional inflow in terms of dollars. So if you weigh it to price, there's probably like 20, 30 billion dollars underwater right now or something like that.
Yeah.
It's quite a bit. Obviously, do you know off the top of your head Sailor's average entry?
Uh, like
It's
exactly
like
or
70.
it's
Like
70.
70.
It's around 76. He tweeted today, right? He bought like 850 Bitcoin or something. Um,
Ah, see, he's a real one. He's a
uh,
hodler.
he's averaging.
Anyway,
So
Sailor's
average entry is yeah $76,052.
okay. It doesn't matter, right? People will point to it, but it really doesn't matter. It only matters as far as traders trading on that level
Yeah.
because they think it matters. But as far as Sailor is concerned, it really doesn't matter to him. He can, hold a paper loss for 3 years. It doesn't affect him until his bonds start maturing in, I
Mm-hmm.
think, first is like 28. So that's in another 2 years. So. there's a lot of capital that was added between 70 and 120 that's currently underwater.
Yeah.
And as you're leaving the range and you're accelerating downwards even further, you're probably going to start seeing certain people try to exit. I would presume so. So I'm really not in a
Do you
hurry
mean
to,
MicroStrategy holders, like shareholders, or just like
in
average
general,
Bitcoin people in
ETF,
general? Yeah. Okay.
yeah, people who bought, like retail people who bought MicroStrategy and stuff like that. Like we're nearing those levels in drawdown where emotions will start taking over.
Oh
It's
yeah,
like,
for sure.
oh,
Yeah, for
uh,
sure. Um,
the
yeah.
only thing is that on your CME chart, we did sweep the previous 74K lows.
On the backward
We
adjusted,
didn't do it on centralized. Sorry?
we didn't on like this is the regular
Oh,
chart. Oh.
that that's
It's,
regular. No, oh no, that's CME. Yeah.
so this is CME normal chart. If you do like
Oh yeah, I meant bid
backward,
adjusted.
yeah,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
adjusted
Bid
is
adjusted.
actually
We,
trading below
yeah, bid
right now.
adjusted. We took them out.
Um,
So
my CME chart is delayed, by the way. I still didn't pay my package.
yeah, mine is
Yeah.
delayed as well. But so the point is that whole idea was to basically bid this sweep of those lows, but because CME already did it,
Mm-hmm.
I'm a little less confident to go in there. So for those watching and don't know, CME means it's the TradFi futures for Bitcoin, and based on demand and contract rolls. So if you have a fresh contract that matures in a month, CME will generally run a premium, and if the price is moving sort of in a bullish manner and people expect it to go up in the future, it will also run an additional premium to the time component premium. So back then, when we were sitting at 74K, CME was running a bigger premium than it was running now relative to centralized exchange charts. So uh, now that we have dumped to these levels with less premium, CME is actually below where it was when centralized exchanges were at like 76, 77K.
Yeah.
So that's where the sweep came from. And that's like a pretty big sweep and pretty big level to take.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm kind of still hoping on ETFs on IBIT. There is a big IBIT gap at 69-ish that could get filled in, like 70, 69, I think, if I remember correctly, off the top of my head.
Is it a daily gap? Ah, yeah.
Yeah, that one.
This one here.
Yeah, and that's
Yeah.
not like a bad cluster on centralized exchange charts as well
Yeah,
to hold it
I
for a few
agree.
days. So
Uh, like if you look at the daily chart here, like you have this very obvious FVG that everyone has marked out, I guess, right? Um,
I don't know about everyone, to be honest. I think they marked out the cluster that we just put a double bottom into.
this one here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we came like a little bit too close now. Like it would have been fine if we bottomed somewhere around here. I think those lows can stand. Then you have actually have like a decent higher low or something. The way that we held this on like a few dollar, uh, I don't think it's very healthy for the chart. And then if you go to lower time frame, wait, let me switch to normal chart. Like if you go to lower time frames, they did kind of the same thing here. So you have lower time frame vulnerable structure right here. You have the same on higher time frame. I think like eventually, I'm not sure when, but these probably will get taken at some point. So I'm not too worried about FOMOing in and like getting into a long position right here. Like, but what I was trying to say is like you have this FEG right here. It, it feels to me like if you're gonna knife catch, a lot of people will try to knife catch right here, right? Maybe put stop like right at this level right here. Like okay, I'm gonna like just plays limit bits, wait for the gap to fill, and then I got a nice position here. And you can actually size up. You can like okay, it's like what's 10%? Yeah, it's 10% thing. So you might be tempted to go like 3, 4, 5x long on this position because like, on that account, like not on your network, but um, I think that kind of like this kind of structure invites for this level to get ran. So actually, I think this is the more interesting place to look for a sweep and a reclaim compared to like, and also cleaning up this a little bit because this low is a lot better. Um, so that's where I'm looking at right now. Like this is obviously like very high chance that I'm just becoming too bearish as prices go lower. But um, do you have any places where you're like pretty sure you're gonna try to knife catch if we go
I
lower?
am going to I'm going to left curve it.
Wait, I will.
I that FVG, I'm in there. I have bids there,
Okay.
scaled in. I'm gonna left curve the FVG to be honest.
Okay, we'll see probably next week how
'Cause
that went.
I'm waiting for the 2022 fractal to play out perfectly because I don't think, people really expect it to play out well, I wouldn't typically expect it to play out perfectly, so I'm counter trading myself, right?
Yeah.
Because you're right, you're entirely right that those sweeps and taking out those lows, that would be much better. But I think at that point, when you go that deep, you're kind of already accepted back in the previous range. And I don't think we'll do that like on a first daily candle. So I'm kind of just playing it intraday.
Ah, yeah,
So
yeah,
those
yeah.
bids
That
are
makes
getting TP'd probably within 3-4 hours of getting filled.
yeah, that makes sense. Um, yeah, I'm not sure. Like, looking at the fractal you mentioned, so it is like this
No,
zone.
this one's a bit higher. So you have the double top structure and the bottom between the double tops. That's
Yeah,
our 74K,
yeah.
the
Okay,
triple bottom there. Yeah. So the 74K sweep would be that sweep. So that's what I'm looking
okay.
at, that little
And
top.
then TP in this little cluster right here,
Yeah,
because that's kind of
because I like,
how I look at it. If like this is very meme fractal, but it played out perfectly so far, so we might as well just get into it. Um, so there's something like this, and just consolidate here a little bit.
that would make sense because the delta from the previous bear flag is so high right now
Yeah.
in absolute dollar terms.
Okay. Yeah.
Also, can you pull up the CME chart? I'm curious how it looks high time frame back in 22 because I was not paying attention.
I was typing CME. What is the ticker again? I always for,
BBC one
I always forget if
one
it's
app.
one exclamation or exclamation one.
Okay, CME went way deeper than the sweep. Okay, I think that's
Wait,
fine.
this is
Yeah.
backward adjusted, but
No, I want to see backward
okay.
adjusted.
So that's right here. Right?
Yeah,
Uh,
that looks
we
fine.
had that gap here. Um, yeah.
I don't mind that. Yeah, I think that's fine. Now, it might never come and it might go now and range here
Yeah.
for another couple of days, and
Yeah,
that's
of course.
fine. I am not in any hurry to long anything for at least, I need some hard confirmation. I want to see like a pretty significant market structure break to try and get into longs again
Yeah.
because,
Except
uh,
for like bounces and scalps and stuff, I guess.
yeah, like we're doing, so everyone, this is weeks and weeks back. We talked about this. People had invalidation. People had a good invalidation for when they need to like stop trying to long it, like on a swing basis, and it got hit, right? And then they still kept trying to long it. And then when we were apexing the bear flag, the very obvious bear flag, people started getting bullish again, right? And
Yeah.
they again threw their fucking invalidations out. And I think we're still in that moment to some extent where like even if price goes up here and it goes to like 82, 83 or something,
Yeah.
I'm not looking too long. I don't think that's bullish. And I really doubt there's gonna be something that convinces me.
Ah,
It could put in a new all-time high. I would not think that's bullish.
yeah, I agree. I was, I mean, you're aware that I was not bearish at this point. I really was expecting that third drive, um, for some reason to because like here we tagged that cluster. I was expecting this cluster to get hit. I chased it here, but like if we bounce here, it would have like it's gonna look ridiculous, but it would have to be like, and that even then like it would have to do something like this or something.
Yeah,
And then here I could like entertain
yeah.
like, okay, maybe this is actually bottoming out. This is good. So you have like some kind of channel forming here that you can actually work with. But even this would be like the lower high, you know?
Precisely.
Because I don't think like this kind of move is something that there's a lot of talk and chatter about like, oh, but Binance sold, uh, I don't know, like it was something like Binance CVD was down like almost $1 billion over the weekend. Uh, like people completely ignoring that Coinbase, Bybit, OKX CVDs also were down the equivalent of their market share. So it was just like people selling in general, which I think is like intellectually dishonest of people against them, like to themselves, like just sticking this to like a like CZ evil. Says he is an evil guy and he put like his evil face on
Did
and
they did they check how much he bought on Binance when it was going up?
yeah, like in this entire
Dividend?
yeah. But I mean, just attributing a move like that to like one guy that is being bullied a bit, like rightfully or not. I try not to have an opinion about it, but like you have this kind of structure, you know, like you have like multiple. Wait, that's wrong. Let me let me do it like this. So you have market structure break right here. So it's this one high, low, high, market structure break. It even breaks like the monthly or 2 weekly. I don't know what it is. Like this. It also breaks structure here. So you're like, it's like you said, like it's confirmed bearish at like few points before already, right? Then you have your sell off leg, and you have that what do you call it, bear flag,
Yeah.
bear flag forming. Even if you are wrong because you expect like this to happen and you don't get it, like if the moment that we get this leg, the moment that this breaks, uh, your flag is kind of like playing out, right? It make
It's playing out perfectly. That's
so,
exactly what you expect.
yeah. So my point is that like people get really, if we go like to hourly chart or something, let's mark Friday. I'm on UTC. What is, so CME close would be around here, something like this. Wait, no, that's a week before. Sorry. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday evening. So around here is CME close, right?
Yeah.
Well, what happens is like you are already selling off. Like you already broke down from that bear flag, which okay, I can see the argument like, okay, we're gonna try like spot or perps, like let's bet that the bottom is in, like we have some nice structures on top here to long into, but you get confirmation that this is like this is broken, this entire thing. Like the last thing that you can bet on is this low right here being hold, then it also breaks. I mean, it just makes a lot of sense that a lot of people are sellers here. Like, it is not just a random weekend, which is what people were saying. Like, oh, what are the odds that on like a random Friday, Saturday, Sunday, like whales on Binance start selling 1 billion in coins or something? But it's not random. Like entire structure is confirmed. So you have the choice. Like, okay, am I gonna stop selling because it's weekend and there's no liquidity to sell into, and then getting front run by other people, or am I just gonna keep selling and like get as much BTC out as possible? Which I think is a much more logical explanation for uh, why we have so many times these weekend sell-offs. Like, I mean, so many times. Like, if you look back at what we looked at earlier, you have this one right here was also during CME close. This one was during CME close. Uh,
And it's not just that. We had this on the way up. Like they've done this before. You
yeah,
know,
yeah, that
CME
was
closes
here.
and they flush the longs, right? And they flush the longs and it goes down 10K. And by the time CME opens, it's back at the price that CME closed at,
Yeah,
right? That's what you would expect if it was quote unquote manipulation. And those are, okay, you could say those are manipulation, right? But this is just normal price action. This
yeah.
is what you would expect. So I don't see like, oh, generational entry, bro.
Yeah, by the way, there's also like similar CME gap on the way up right here in November
Yeah.
24. That took, what is it, like 120 days to get backfilled. Um, so yeah, we'll see how it plays out. We have New York open in 7 minutes. Maybe they just squeeze it back up and we'll have to reassess. But right now, to me, this does not look like I need to get in very urgent positions or something. Like I could see something like this, but in my opinion, that makes like, it would have been better if we could have had like something like this over the week, like or in the last 24 hours or so. Like just clean this up, tap the gap, and then you can have like a nice rally. Like maybe it's in here, or maybe it's finally tagging this cluster. It doesn't really matter, but you have a nice rally, but nothing left behind. Like you took all the stops, everything is cleaned up. You don't really have a reason to come back. I think if we go up right now, it just makes me more bearish because like at some point I think we're gonna have at least a third drive to clean all that thing up. I guess
Yep.
that's what you're saying also.
Yep.
We have
And
some.
if you look at like RSI stuff and stuff like that, it makes sense to do another leg down on multiple time frames here.
Let me just get your screen.
Because we dived here and then we broke it here and then we really broke it here on the hourly. So now we have to start a new div on that one. But if you go to, if I remember correctly, okay, yeah, 4 hours. So this and
Four
then like
have like a
triple.
small diff, I think 4 hour.
Yeah, yeah. So this is nice, right? But you want to see that triple in the 4 hour, and then you would kind of do this, and then after the triple, I would expect like
TA on
maybe
RSI,
try to
guys.
return back to mid,
Yeah,
and then this, right?
yeah,
And that's kind of what I was playing for with my bids as well, where it will do like this something, right?
yeah.
That would be okay, I think, right? Maybe not as high. I
It's
think it
actually
will.
what you want to see because you have those two legs down that we had. I think one on Friday or Thursday, like a little bit before the first one that broke the 85K there. That leg
Yeah.
down, like it's around 10%. Then the one over the weekend is around 10%. Like you want to see like another like some kind of leg down that is like just this like which has meaningful liquidations, etc. But is like just showing you that selling is slowing down a little bit, and you get some absorption or something.
Yeah, and like, if you want to really buy, you can get in pretty tight, right? Because if you break this down channel and then you get above 80.6, and let's say you do this, Well, okay, we need to add like a little bit of low time frame structure. But okay, let's say you do this, right? And then you break 80.6 and you close above it, and maybe it's like a bearish retest, and it comes back. Like this is reasonably okay in
Yeah,
terms of like risk definition here. Like that can be taken if you would really want to.
yeah,
I wouldn't really bet on it. I think, something, even if it does that, probably like does that instead. But that is takeable. Like that's not a terrible trade. I can see why you would want to take it. I would not advise against it necessarily, right? It's
yeah,
just not for me. But for now, I think this is like a better
yeah.
trade, but the risk definition on it is way
I mean,
worse. So
in the end, we have to trade what we get, but um, I learned I learned to be a lot more picky about like especially in like knife catching or stuff like that. I learned to be a lot more picky in what I actually want to take, which setups. Uh, just the setups that I used to take, like I just got burned many times, and like this is one of them. Like the only thing that you could have done here is bet with very very tight stop where you actually shouldn't put a stop loss. So, yeah, it is hard for me to just take those at this point in time. Like I would have done it like maybe a couple months ago even or a couple of years ago, but I just think like eventually it gets swept anyway. So why bother getting into the stress of that position? Like I'm talking about like more swing plays. Like, it's fine to scalp these things, but then you are in and out in the same couple of hours or something.
yeah, exactly.
Hey, take a look at
So
chat real quick. We have 2 minutes until New York, until the most importantest New York Open of our lives. Um, what are your thoughts for New York Open? Well, we'll have to see. We'll see in a minute. Some CME things. What is this hunk of a man talking about? Depends who the hunk is. Who is the
I
second
think he means
guy
you.
with Husky? The second guy with Husky is Soldat. Soldat is yeah, somebody I met in Pawnzi Discord. He is now joined the team also, and we do these streams together every week. So I assume it is the first time you are here. So welcome. Good afternoon. Thoughts on hype? It's the only thing that is up. Regular guest star is requesting a CC chart. Okay, we'll take a look at those later. I have the yeah. I mean, I have the BTC and ES chart or SPX chart right here, but I'm not sure if it's gonna be interesting to have both open with the
I
IBIT
think a BART is in order. I wouldn't mind the BART.
locally, or
Yeah,
yeah. I
down
mean,
to seven,
down to
down to yeah 76-ish.
70. Yeah, I think that is a kind of your pumping right out of the open. Not great. Um, I think this is kind of your level, like where you want to see a quick tap and reverse. If you want to, like if we get here, the moment it starts going below, I think it starts to look kind of bad, and you don't really bother. Maybe here because it's like very very risk defined. But then you're like betting on none of these stops ever getting taken or something. Okay.
And they might not, and we've seen that before, but that was, when price was going up a lot,
Yeah,
and now
yeah,
price is not going up
yeah.
a lot.
That
So
is the difference is the context. This happens a lot when price is going trending up really high. It like betting on this here is like saying like okay, this is the start of a new uptrend and conditions have changed drastically since since like
Friday.
since Friday. Yeah. I mean, you also see it a lot when for example, when Sailor is bidding this kind of structure right here is like very vulnerable. So the issue is when he stops bidding that those get corrected in one go. We had a couple here. We had one here as well. That just barts completely back down here. Same structure again. This is more locally, so you have to go to low time frame. But yeah, we didn't take the high yet. Yeah, let's see how this develops. I don't think, like I said, I don't think there's any rush. Yeah, market is open. Yeah, YouTube stream is usually quite delayed. I think it's like in like what is it, 30 seconds or even a minute. So when you hear me talk, market opens right now. It's probably open already. Solda, what are you looking at?
I'm looking at mmt.gg to just see how many people are longing here. It looks, interesting. Took that. Really, we're gonna see the effects in about 15 minutes, maybe.
Yeah, we can maybe look at some other stuff and just let this develop, see how it plays out. Or do you want to do some live commentary?
No, I think we can look at all the coins are at pretty. If we're talking altcoins, they're like at very important levels. I don't think BTC right now is at a very important level, but altcoins kind of. Well, same story as BTC to some extent, but
it is all the same. Like even if you look at Solana, it's also like a 0.1% low that didn't get taken or something.
Yeah. No, it did not get taken on.
I could forgive it on BTC because it happened before. If, for example, most altcoins took it and then you have the divergence with BTC that didn't take it and got front run or something. But since it's like literally the entire market, I don't know. Like I think, just to be clear, like to not be super interested in rushing into longs or chasing here is just like a very personal thing. I think if you want to hop on some kind of low time frame bullish momentum, that's completely up to you. But I think you just have to keep in mind that ultimately the lows that we just put in are very fragile, and there's no certainty, but the probability of those getting revisited, if not soon, at least at some point, then that probability is very high. That's just maybe a better way to say it.
Do you have my screen up right now?
Yeah.
Okay. So on that point, if you look at ETH, you have this downtrend line, right? You can look at, getting long very tightly. Like if you, let's fix this up, because this morning ETH front ran my bid by like 30 cents. So I'm annoyed. But basically, this lines up pretty good, right? So if you get like a minute close above this high, right, you can kind of try to get long here, right? Because it might do this. Like this is fine, right?
I would take that second low, not the first one.
Like this one.
Yeah, because it's like it's much tighter, because like if price takes that first low, it just flips structure. So it's a lot easier to know where it's invalidated.
My problem with these is that usually if you're looking at minute candles, not 15-second candles, it takes the high, right?
Yeah.
And then like it might do like a very shallow pullback, and then it will do like a big thing on the next candle, and then you miss it.
You can market smash as soon as that first high gets broken. But
I mean, in this,
I know what you mean.
If you do that, your inval is like there.
Yeah. I mean, if price starts going into your invalidation zone, or like in drawdown, let's say that, like I would just cut it.
Yeah.
Okay, we had some liquidation.
The point was, there's like very local things you can find where you can get long, but do it in a very risk-defined manner that's very tight, right? That's what I guess we both would recommend here, rather than just like, okay, oh, ETH is down, 20% in a week. Let me dump 50% of
Yeah.
my portfolio into it because it's gonna mean revert. That's not something that would be the case necessarily. It has been the case for 3 years, but
Yeah. Yeah, I know what you mean. Getting some liquidations in here. I have that like Telegram liquidation feed. I think it's from LLM, or at least he shills it many times. So just like all the liquidations that are coming in like above certain position sizes on Hyperliquid, and I get them like in text message. It's pretty handy to just like when your phone is buzzing 100 times in a minute, you know, like okay, this was quite a lot liquidations. I gotta pay attention. It's a pretty cool tool to use. I mean, it's similar to Agar trade, I guess, but just having it on your phone.
there's a Telegram channel. It's called, I forget what it's called, but it has like two modes. You either get a notification that says flushing, pumping, or dumping, or flushing. I think the channel was called flushing,
Nice.
right? And then it's whenever you have huge, huge liquidations. Yeah, I think it activated on the 10th of October, and then it activated
Ah,
this
nice.
weekend.
Uh,
So it's like really rare that you get
yeah.
these.
Um,
XRP looks good. Out of majors, it's the only one that's above the downtrend line.
it very often bottoms, like when it bottoms and it just pumps out of it. Like it's very often aggressive near the lows, and then it just stalls and uh, completely reverses. Very annoying to chase this coin if you are too late.
Yeah, well, alpha there for viewers. If you're gonna long something, maybe XRP or Doge is the
Uh,
move. Although, to be honest, if you look at
oh,
Hyperliquid, why would you long anything else?
the there was a question about it. Um, oh, nice! Look at this. It's playing out perfectly, man.
It's
Uh,
all coming together.
it's all coming together. So yeah, we are in this position. Many people are in this position actually. I saw it. So I'm kind of surprised that it's playing out. Uh, well, it's playing out so far. Let's see how it goes. Because it, though, there's like the thing with hype is like the danger of these kind of things in like they show a lot of strength when the market is bottoming, and then everybody is like exactly what you just said. Like if you're gonna long something long Hyperliquid, and then you get this like huge overhang of perp longs that make the asset more heavy, and then when the rest of the market gets into like a bigger bounce, this is just lagging because so many people are taking profit, and um, kind of think that like it happened many times with hype before. So I think like taking, if you get this sweep right here at 35, either hedge if it comes back inside, or take a big chunk of your position off is what my plan is, because like we still have this entire thing, this imbalance. Do you think that's safe?
No.
Yeah, right.
I don't know. I think it's silly to expect hype to go to $100 right now,
Yeah,
while the whole
in
market is kind of
in these conditions, yeah,
dying.
no way. Um,
I think it just ranges here
yeah,
for a while. I think that's fine.
yeah.
Build some, what do you call it, value.
Do you think the
If
lows
you
are
want to
in?
say that. For maybe a few months. I don't think they're in for the year.
Uh,
That's, I
think
don't think
I
so.
think we
Because look at that sweep. That's a pathetic sweep.
yeah, we still
Yeah,
have.
that's a good box for
It's
a
a good
higher
box,
low.
right? Maybe like in the middle of the box is like a good play if you get it, like to have some actual stink bits.
So I think this current inefficiency that we have there, I think we will fill that in at some point, and we're gonna bounce. And then the question is, do you put in a lower high after the bounce or not?
something like
Yeah,
this.
and then whether here it goes to a lower high or a higher high, and then
Uh,
you have an answer.
yeah,
But until then, it doesn't really matter.
yeah.
So I think buying that inefficiency is like reasonably safe.
You mean like if it does like, I'll try to, if it does something like this
Yeah,
versus if it just like takes the exit here.
correct.
Uh, yeah, makes sense.
And then when you fill that inefficiency and everyone who bought between 30 and 27, they get probably flushed out because then
That
if
is
that
it.
happens,
That is the thing also with this structure. Like there's a lot of leverage built up in here. Like, and the danger with taking this and getting back inside is that like longs that didn't take profit right here, they have like they trail their stops, right? Um, so you have like here you have stops, 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 stops. I guess there will be some more. So once the first of these get triggered, you get this really fast candles back down. So you had like similar structure right here. So once it starts correcting, similar here. Same thing here, same thing here. Don't think we need to look at before, but so that's kind of why I think you should hedge or take profit there.
yeah. I mean, in general, you'll have a lot of warning when to hedge. Hype likes to spend a few, 4 to 24 hours at the highs before reverting, so
Yeah,
you can kind of see what's going on.
yeah, for sure. The short into this BTC. I was watching. I still have a short going, like the retard I am that didn't TP everything when the low held here. I mean, probably here I should have closed that, but yeah, I don't know, man. So
We just ran into the spot wall at 79. I think real reversal on lower time frames after that spot wall gets filled and then it keeps grinding because you kind of have seen this on the uptrend. You go up, 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 up. There's a pullback up until like the first bid wall, and then it just doesn't take it and keeps going up. You could just see the same thing on the bottom. It just goes up to the first ask wall and then reverses entirely. If you look at Coinbase Premium, it's just trending up. It was like negative $100, and now it's down to in the 60s, and it's been doing that whole morning.
So for people who don't know what this is like we call it Coinbase Premium. There's like you have indicators for it on Velo, probably on other places too. I like to watch just like you type, not like this. Wait, how's it go? Oh, you just type Binance, then you take the spot price, so USDT, not perp, and it's the other way around, right? Coinbase BTC USD minus Binance BTC USDT. Then you get this chart, and it just shows you if the Binance spot is trading above or below Coinbase spot price, which is not really.
What I'm curious about, what is USD USDT doing right now?
USDT USD, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay, it's pretty stable.
yeah, you can kind of like this is like a chicken or the egg question. Like is the premium changing because the peg between USDT and dollar is changing, or is the peg changing because the premium is changing? Like which is getting ARPed? That is kind of the question. But for me, the most important thing is not if this trades above or below zero. Like I have my nice zero line here. Is mostly like to watch it on low time frames and then see like, okay, we are curving up here. That means like the gap between Coinbase and Binance is closing. So there's more bid on Coinbase than on Binance right now. And then sometimes like it's hard to see in hindsight. You get like these wicks, but they're not really like sometimes you really see it go like in real time, like it's doing like this.
That's
Yeah, that's usual. It's not really the top, but then you do like you overlay on a new price scale, just like the BTC chart, and there's often there's often like some kind of divergence. Well, it's gonna be impossible to find now, but if you see like BTC is starting to range or even like breaking triangles to the downside, and your spot is still going like this, that is a very good bet for a reversal, because like you have this insane bid on on institutions, and price is still failing to grind higher. Like you don't want to fade this kind of thing when price is also doing this, if that makes sense. It probably does.
Yeah.
I gotta clean this up again. Yeah, and then we have the spot wall. Let's see how that is doing. Oh, it's this one. Yeah, so we have 200 BTC spot ask. It's interesting because it's like, sorry, going a bit faster, but it's right at that sweep level too.
Yep.
So they probably want, like, they're not spoofing, they just ask to get filled, which kind of sucks because wait, I have to this is my current position.
It's a good position.
It's a good
You should move the stop loss up about $20.
Okay, since it's a small position, I will put it on the weekend high. There we go. Okay. So yeah, do you short into this? That was a question. I would want to see this spot wall filled, the one that we just talked about. Then you have like sweep, completed sweep of these two. This one I think is fine. Like high, high, another lower high here would be fine.
I'm looking at footprint, and there's a few sellers stepping in here now.
Okay, I switched to your screen.
Okay. Well, I was gonna maybe illustrate this a bit. So you see, we have quite a lot of buying up here on this high, right? And then this was about 500 total. It went up now because I only have 5-minute candles, but this was about 500 sold, and the candle went up, right? So these guys might get left behind and squeezed, and then that gets the spot wall filled and continues the momentum. But you can see these guys are in profit.
Is that
so they didn't get squeezed.
That's perp, right?
This is perp, yeah, on the right side. Spot wise, not much, because this is just Binance, right? So I was looking at this, and it was kind of like a good example of like if you're watching a really low time frame, how to identify what might happen. And as long as these guys are in profit, it should kind of reverse here. So once these guys get back into a loss, they'll probably get squeezed above this high, and then these guys are in profit. As far as I would sort of interpret this type of structure, because you have a lot of buyers here and a lot of sellers. The sellers are in profit, the buyers are in a loss. These buyers are in a loss, these sellers are still in a profit, right?
Yeah.
And you see here it went up on not a lot of buying, so it was quite scary for these guys. Came back down, and now there's quite a bit of buying here, and it doesn't really move the price as much.
Eat that.
He said as it moved on like 5 fucking BTC. Also, yeah, here's the Coinbase premium. You also have it on Velo as an indicator. And you can see just all morning it was just trending up.
Yeah. So, yeah, either this chart is a bit messy. Either I'd like to see that sweep, and then just like if it sweeps, I think you have to respect that stop loss right there. If not, like Um, maybe it's just easier to wait for this to not be bullish anymore. Like you see
Yeah,
you see these lows. There's a small sweep and it just pumps right out of there. Um, so now you
just based on the volume on IBIT and CME right
yeah
now, I think you lose a low and it will still put in a lower high
yeah.
afterwards. I don't think it will
So you
bark
have
down
you have the
today.
same sweep right here. So you kind of have confirmation of structure being like quite bullish on low time frame. So easiest thing to do is like okay, what is the last low that created this impulse? It's this one right here. So do you really need to catch the short here, or can you maybe wait until it does something like this? Probably tries to protect, then it fails, and if it breaks, like okay, you have to react a bit fast here, but then you just like it gets back above, it gets back below, you get in right here, and you put your stop. Like I mean, just keep it tight because you're betting on this move, right? You don't want to be
Yeah.
stuck in this short. I mean that's
And that's exactly what I did on the weekend
yeah,
when I
me too.
got like
I
an 80.
shorted through the entire weekend. It was amazing to like the most fun price action. I mean, it's not fun for people because I know this sucks if you are exposed to the long side. So don't. I'm not trying to make fun of people or something, but if you learn how to trade this, it can become like a very uh, profitable market condition instead of just like watching your longs and your portfolio evaporate. Just take another quick look at the chat. Oh, we're having more people chatting. I like that. Okay, what's your top coins for spot? BTC. I will get into like some hyperliquid. I had some hyperliquid spot, but I sold it already here because of market conditions. But I think like eventually I will try to get some hype. Pump I think is interesting, but I'm not really sure where to buy it. BTC, ETH I'm not sure anymore with Tom Lee doing like the weirdest shit ever. But when ETH pumps, it pumps a lot. So maybe you want to get some exposure at some point. Hyperliquid announces HIP4 enabling prediction markets and options. That is cool. I saw that they had it.
All the things.
I saw they had it on testnet. I didn't know it was on mainnet. At what price you looking to bid hype spot? I think we answered that. Can pull the chart up again in case you missed it. But I think somewhere between 12 and 16 is like a really good price, and you have like very clean invalidation. I think if it goes below the April 25 lows, you get out and wait for like new structure to form. Because I don't think you have any business holding spots. Like, I'm not sure. I have to be careful what I'm saying here because it might just do like the BTC thing.
See, I would say that's way more likely. I think
Yeah. Yeah, I was
you would
correcting
not want
myself.
to hold it if there's like a hack, right? And it just dies, like the whole project just fucking dies. Yeah, you don't want to hold it. But
Yeah.
as long as it kind of is active and there's some users on it, I think
Yeah.
even if it loses the $9 low, it's gonna come back like
Yeah.
2 months later. It's
Yeah.
not that big of a deal.
No, I sometimes confuse like spot and because I mostly trade perps. Like if I was in a perp position here, there's no way I would hold below this level.
Oh yeah.
And then I would just see for some kind of range to form like here. Maybe it sweeps.
Big perp ask spawned.
Maybe it
Hell yeah.
sweeps the lows and then like get into a position here. But yeah, for spot it's probably fine. Like, if it dies here and it goes lower, like however long it takes, like this is a year already, probably gonna be faster. But I like at least you get like
Ooh.
this. What's going on?
I'm looking at footprint on BTC. You can swap to mine real quick.
Yeah, I did.
Uh, so yeah, basically the exact thing I talked about played out here. It kind of retested it, came back down. Then this big wall spawned, and then there was another big wall, two big walls actually, 2,000 BTC cumulative spawned here. You see 172 got filled, and then they, ran away.
Yeah.
So this is like pretty on low time frame. This is like very reversally right now.
God damn
Because
it.
when you see these guys spawn and they stay there, that's kind of like, okay, now we're just gonna do this.
I moved my stop loss. I'm like a pussy. Wasn't needed for
I'll
anything.
move it back because now if it goes up, it's for sure gonna go.
Yeah, and just moving back to miner. So now we are right here. What I like about this is if it holds like this, I'm not really interested in shorting because it's just like the same mechanic that we had before. It's just more volatile. But if you do get that break and you still have this gap here, that would be fantastic for a short. Because then like, you just put a limit right here. You can pull your stop like to any of these. Like if you want to get it really tight, you use this one. Might maybe, but I don't think it should do that. Like if it's bearish and it goes down, like this is everything you get, and you should not, like long should not be able to get out up here. So you could just
And I see perp chasing now, so
okay.
like
And then of course the take profit is like what did we talk about, like 60s?
Well, I think like 72 is like a good
Yeah.
TP spot, right? After that, it's just up to you. How naughty do you feel?
The thing with short TPs is also like they are not the same as a long entry. Like to me, like at least like you like for shorts, especially in like in this institution price driven rally market, like I just like want to get the fast short and then cut like the majority of the position and then maybe wait for the bounce and get into another one. So I always TP like these quite aggressive, like probably
Yeah, now you kind of wanna. Yeah, that would be like a good TP one.
yeah,
Maybe even higher.
and it
like
can be
70.
it can because maybe this year, like because it can be like 10% of the position. It can be enough. Like you don't have to close half of the position if you think like these are very vulnerable, but just securing a little bit. So if it manages to do this and goes higher, which is very possible, like at least you took some profits. Back to chat. Richard. Who's Richard? Do you think we potentially bottomed if we reclaim 85s? Well, if we reclaim 85, we did bottom, yes. But I don't think we bottom forever if we don't take these lows. That's what I'm trying to convey during this stream. Reclaim 85, so that would be here. Yeah, I mean it opens the door to like a bit wider rally. Of course, you have to keep in mind that this was the CME gap, so it might just fill the if it does this, it's not great. If it does this, it's a bit better. But I don't think we will, to be honest. Cannot use empty names. Okay.
Also, if you have tickers you want us to look at, you can put them in the chat.
Yeah,
we'll start looking.
We have CC.
Well, I know I charted that last 2 weeks. See how wrong I was.
You were right last week, actually.
I was, but this week I expected a deeper pullback, but it just kind of ground up.
We have Pengu also. Is it the coin
Oh
or
no.
the NFT?
Well, the coin is like the same thing.
This is an interesting question. But I'll let you finish CC first.
I mean, CC looks good, you
Yeah,
know.
it's
It's holding above
it's grinding higher.
the thing. There's like, I guess this is fine. Depends. One sec, because I need
BTC
to.
just swept my line, like like 1 second below and back above.
Good. There's still perp ask that's kind of chasing down a bit,
Yeah,
but yeah, let's see.
I would
There's
have to
the
wait.
big fat boy.
I would have to wait for this low to go.
Yeah,
Like you don't want to
because
short. You don't want to short into like a sweep. Like you want price to actually be below, leave the gap, and then come back later for that gap.
you want the candle closes for it to do fine. But yeah, CC looks good, so I can, if you have my screen up, I can just
Yeah, it's up.
show all the things that I would look at. Now, I'm not a big top longer, but basically you're holding the midpoint in momentum, right? You are above the highs here. Like you actually closed above this high, so it's kind of like a market structure break here as well. You're holding the midpoint. The only thing you're kind of looking at right now is what happens here, right? So you can, I think it's very likely the price goes up and it hits this line, right? And the question is, does it break the line and keep going higher, or is this it? Is this the reversal here, right? Because the momentum isn't very strong here, obviously. So it can like div out. So this would be a triple div, and then you can expect it to go all the way down probably, right? And maybe div here and then this. And then this low isn't safe in my opinion. But yeah, right now it looks good, at least for another higher high. So you would TP like there-ish. TP there-ish, stops break even. It should not come back to your entry at that point, and then yeah, just keeps going.
Yeah.
Oh, I guess I'll leave it. So next week when the guy asks about CC, we can have a look. Yes, macro view for this year so far is very bearish. Because you kind of have to ask yourself, who will buy your Bitcoin? Who is left to buy your Bitcoin? Your ETF flows for Bitcoin cumulatively still are $55 billion, right? It peaked at $61 billion. Sailor's stock is down. He doesn't have many buyers for it. ETFs, in terms of just cash, there's not many people left to buy them. I think the basis trade on CME is also kind of winding out because like you can't earn as much. Like it's better to just buy treasuries.
We have how do I recognize the alts to trades? Do I check their relative strength against BTC? I always find that an interesting question, but there are multiple answers to this. For me, a coin to trade doesn't have to be the strongest coin against BTC, but it depends a little bit if you mean like trading intraday, just like taking long short setups. It doesn't have to be. If you talking about like what do you want to get spot exposure, then I think that starts to matter a lot more because you just kind of buy and hold, you know. But if you're trading intraday, you just want to get like the cleanest coins, the coins with the cleanest and best setups at that point, like, and that can be, I don't know, like you mentioned Doge before, like I don't know if it's like.
Oh, those just ran into the line here and rejected
Yeah.
actually. It's back below.
But like for let me just get my screen here. Like for example, there are many coins that for example, those just swept this what is it, the 1010 wick on Binance. If like another coin doesn't take that low and it's still like has these stops below, I wouldn't be as interested to trade it because if I just look at this, let's say this is like a 5 minute time frame or something. I mean, it's not looking good, but at least you have some like very clear structure going on. It's like okay, it swept this is my very clean invalidation, where other coins might not have this. It's not the best example, but I'm not sure how to find one quickly. Um, like for example, Fartcoin I have on my radar a lot because it's very predictable the way that it trades. The For some reason I have a very good read on it, and it is also showing like it's a very clean channel. I'm hoping that we get a sweep of these lows and a reclaim. I'm not sure if we eventually get these equal highs, but the fact that they have equal highs, that is a reason for me to be interested in this coin. If, for example, if this was swept already, I would not be that interested in trading this coin. So that is one of the things, one of the ways to look at it. Another thing that you can do is go to Orion Terminal. You can just Google search Orion Terminal. And this is just a screener that has all the coins on Binance, also Hyperliquid. I see that they added. It's been a while since I was on here. But you can just kind of create your own filters right here. For example, you can see like, okay, in the last 5 minutes, what are the biggest movers? In the last hour, what are the biggest movers? Like, oh, it's RLS. I never heard about this. Then you can check like, okay, what is the volume? The volume for the last hour. If you see the same coins popping up in many of these things, like or what is the open interest change for the last hour? It's like, oh, see, like it's RLS again. Okay, like maybe I'm actually not. People can't see it. Sorry, my bad. This is this is Oreo. So you just have all these filters right here. You can make your own filters or have multiple conditions that you can screen your coins at. But like this one, RLS came up like on, what was it, change 1 hour, open interest change 1 hour, I think, like something here. It also came up. So then we go back to trading view and just like, okay, what is this going? RLS USDT.p. What is this coin doing? Like, okay, on a 4 hour chart, that is pumping a lot, and you can just like kind of, okay, like this is clearly like big shit coin. Do you really want to get involved in this? That is then the question that you start to ask. But it's like it's a nice little tool to use if you're just like really not sure what to trade. Another thing, and that will be the final in the list. Like I have a Binance perp list. I don't know. You can download these somewhere. Just like update it. This is all the perps on Binance. I used to have an indicator on here, but it looks like it is gone, which kind of explains why it doesn't work anymore. Oh, sorry for that. No, I don't have it anymore. I used to. Oh wait, it's here. So this is my crime template. I think yeah, I made a script that just tries to find, but I think it's broken because I haven't had a notification in a while and didn't really look at it.
Nice one.
Yeah, it's very broken. But in any case, what it did before is just it goes. You have like a watch list here. You have an you can put the indicator or the alert on the watch list right here. So you have like make alert on this list. Then you can make it is for the entire list, so not for one. Then there is like condition is your indicator, crime mid time frame. You can do like you can set your time frame here, for example, in the 1 minute. So if there's an alert from this indicator on the 1 minute, it will send an alert uh, based on the entire watch list. So you don't have to do it. You don't have to set alerts for each individual ticker, but they're just like they're set up for the entire watch list. So that is kind of handy thing to. See, it still works. I also had like TWAP indicator here, like um, when it starts. So like feel, I think it's like a volume. I don't remember like volume and open interest going up. It just start giving me signals, and when it pumps like a certain amount of percentage compared to the previous thing with certain volume spikes, then it gave me like a crime alert. So crime is for shorting, TWAP is for longing. That kind of the idea. I have to. It doesn't really work perfectly, so I don't use it. But you can get quite creative with these things. Flashbang too. Yeah, sorry. Did we have some more tickers? Do you remember?
SPX, the coin, not the index.
Okay. Wait, let me. Okay. What is the ticker?
Just SPX, I think, or SPX 6900. No, just SPX.
Really? Is it this? Oh boy. I mean, it's
Good one.
It's at support.
We have covered it before, and I think we covered this exact scenario before.
Yeah. I mean, this is like one of those. What's that creep's name?
We covered it last year when it was in that little range it just did.
This one.
And then we said like, oh, I mean, you can kind of maybe buy range low and stuff, but you wouldn't bet on a breakout of this range. It's probably gonna bleed out, and it just bled out.
It did it sweep? I mean, does it even matter? It's next C anyway, but no, it front ran. How
Another one.
How very crypto of it. Yeah, maybe if it sweeps and reclaims, you can get like some kind of reaction into. I'll put like, into this. If it really starts to squeeze, you can target this. But this is like one of those Murat coins, right? Like he's quite heavy in it. Like I'm not sure if I'm not interested in shorting it here at all. I'm not really interested in longing these coins in general because it's just like it was fun during meme season, but I think that season is ended at least for a while. And then even if memes pump, I would bet on like a bit more established blue chips rather than whatever this is.
You can flip to mine. We had a request for ACU USDT, fresh launch. I have no idea what it does or what it is, but very easy to trade this one here. So on fresh launches, kind of almost similar to what we just looked at in SPX, we have the post-launch all-time low here at about 10 cents. You have this low. There's like kind of vulnerable pumping here as well. This probably gets filled in. Two ways I can get interested in longing this coin is if it gets above this line and then retests, then I can long. Usually once it does get above the line, it's like a pretty decent pump, but I don't think it will get above the line until it either takes out this low and then reclaims and then chops a bit, and then somewhere around there it will start doing this, right? And it might get a huge impulse, right? So this would probably be along like so, and then you have this supply area that had two taps on it, so you would take profit quite heavily. Well, basically starting here to here, you would already look for signs of rejection, but ultimately, I guess if you're really like the tech, uh, half fill of this wick is not impossible. So maybe even that's like 16 hour live on stream. Bada boom. Uh, well, I guess you would kind of want to reclaim this low like so, and then that's how it might look. But also a very likely scenario is the all-time low sweep or front run, as we just saw on SPX, right? So either it does this or it does one of these. So both, I think, very possible. And I would say at least 8 out of 10 times for new launches, this sweep does garner a reaction, right? But you want to see a very violent and fast reaction. If you get one of these and it just starts spending some time below and it can't quite get back above, it's probably just gonna do one of the Binance specials, right? So you don't wanna be here. So if it does this, just get out. Just it might at some point in the future do one of these, but I don't think you should participate in that
It's funny
because
that
this is not.
when you draw that on ACU coin, it just keeps going down, and when you draw that on hype, it goes back up. Like
Yeah, well,
lose.
because hype is actually like a useful thing that people use. What is ACU? Does anyone know?
No.
Uh, no, no, this one. We can have a look at what is ACU and why do people like it. I can't even find the ticker on CoinGecko. Fuck my life.
Yeah.
Okay, if your coin isn't on CoinGecko, I'm not sure. And do you know why it's not on CoinGecko? Because they charge $3,000 to list your coin on CoinGecko. Okay, so Bitcoin also, this wall got pulled. It's kind of grinding back up. So yeah, if you were short here, you do not want to kind of be involved on the short side if it starts grinding back above.
Did they
Just
get
a side note.
did they get filled or pulled?
The big wall got pulled.
Uh-huh.
TRX. What about TRX? I caught the top of TRX, but I guess I closed my short way too early. Uh, oh yeah, I got this. I posted in Pawnzi like, oh, this is it. This is the top of TRX,
That's when I
and you
made fun.
flooded my.
That's when I made fun of you.
Yeah. Like this was like okay, so you have like this really twoppy thing, kind of turns into a parabola. Like this is really obviously like price insensitive, like shorts getting absolutely destroyed, and then it breaks it, and then it does a lower high, right? And I just happened to watch the chart when this happened. I saw this sweep happen, and I was like, "Yep, that's the top," and it was. Uh, but overall, TRX doesn't look awful, honestly. On one hand, yes, it's Justin Sun, and he's a great participant of our markets. I'm not sure what you think, but so there is a cup and a handle situation. So longs at current price, there's reason for them, but the inval for that long, I don't know where you inval a cup and handle long. Like there, maybe?
That is a quite a heavy handle in my opinion.
That is a heavy handle. You would want it to like basically stop here.
Yeah, at your top line. So
Because you have this and you would want the handle to retest and then go up, but uh, it has lost it quite weakly. The other side is like you have a big wick here. You could probably bet on a reaction of the half wick fill here, but otherwise, all of this, as Husky would say, like all of this is very weak, right?
SPX back at the highs, by the way. Like,
Fantastic. Oh my God.
yeah.
Jesus Christ.
So there's actually something interesting. I'm gonna just show it here. Like you have SPX. Yeah, 1 minute should do. So you have like SPX doing. Let's have to line them up a bit. Wait, why doesn't it match? Wait, I can make sense of it. Okay, this is the same low right here. Yeah, so you have BTC doing this, correcting, actually just ranging, while SPX is like making like higher, like ridiculous price action right here. This is where you maybe can watch for if we do sweep that into that. Remember those spot asks that we have here. If we sweep and get below, this is where you can take like a gamble short, but you have to keep it really tight, because like SPX can like it can just keep going and then BTC breaks out. But wait, let me zoom out a little bit. Like SPX is also in that zone where you would like normally, like this is like the order block where you would look for it to at least reject or stall a little bit. So you can just look at the two together on very low time frame and like try to get into a BTC position here if possible. It's just some way to look a bit at scalping BTC positions. Okay, we have a lot more requests. We're gonna have to select a little bit. So we have silver, we have LDO, we just did TRX, we have HANA, HANA, we have MON, Total Tree, BTC Dominance. Do you look at those for finding alts? Not really for finding alts, but because they're just like a collection of tickers, right? BTC dominance, I think, is you don't really need to look at it. The only way I'll look at it is like monthly time frame, put some Heiken-Nashi candles or something, and then you see like, okay, this very long uptrend of BTC dominance kind of broke. So there's just to tell you, like, here you had one candle where you could like, okay, maybe I'm gonna focus on altcoins. It didn't really happen. Then here it broke, but now the entire market is going down. It's also not like really where you want to be longing alts, in my opinion. Like you can get interested in buying some spot, but basically what you want is like for BTC to do an uptrend, start ranging here. And then in that range, you want to see BTC dominance like kind of drop, like start going lower. But BTC didn't do this; like it did this. So I'm not really sure if the chart is so relevant right now. And then total tree is just like, I like to look at them sometimes. Just what is this? Oh. BTC swept the high, or is at the high, didn't sweep yet. They can be nice charts just to get like a perspective of like, okay, what is the broader market doing, like not just my shitcoin or something. But I don't really chart them too much. Maybe I should have, looking at it now. But yeah, it doesn't tell you which altcoins to trade. It just tells you when to trade them. Yeah, scary short. But it's paper traded. No way this plays out. Oh, see now you have the high here, the low here, the high here. You actually want that, like, would be much safer to short this if like it rolls over a little bit here, and then you can get in the position here. But it looks like I caught a banger on paper here. So, do you have any opinions on?
Wait, pull down the TP so there's more R on stream.
Wait, but didn't you also take it? So
But yeah, I also took it. So you multiply the R's by 2, but pull it down to like 72. How many R's is that?
that is a 39R short right here. Back to our
So like
back to
78 combined R.
Yeah.
Good job.
Good job, right?
Looked good.
The thing is,
I was gonna say,
the
I like
wait,
to chart USDT dominance. It's
I'll
a pretty
just
cool chart.
finish something here because it's actually a cool thing. Like there are some exchanges where you cannot really take this kind of like $100 stop. Like if you open one BTC short here on most exchanges, you already pay $100 in fees for both, like for opening and closing together, like 0.05%. So it's like $70, 78 at this point. But you can have like I think Lighter has zero fee. Is that still a thing?
That is still a thing, but you know who else has zero fees?
Yeah,
They have zero fee.
I was gonna say like there's another DEX that I'm trading on sometimes, which is Avantes. They have this like zero fee option where you can trade leverage like up to 500x leverage, and the whole execution works like a little bit different, like the order form. Because you kind of just say like, okay, I want to risk $10. If you market short right here, it will show you like, okay, on 100x your liquidation like will be 1% higher, which is like, let's say it's around here. This is your liquidation. Then you have like a slider for increasing or decreasing this, like up to 500 down to like as low as you want to go, and it will just change your what's it called, like your liquidation price. But everything you risk is always like just that $10. So your liquidation is your stop loss in this case. And it's zero fee scalping, and I kind of enjoy it. Like if anyone here ever traded on Rollbit in the past, it's kind of similar similar the way that it works with position sizing, but it's obviously not a casino. It's like more like just like a trading DEX.
It's fully self-custody, so the money never leaves your wallet. You don't have to deposit anything.
It leaves the money leaves your wallet when you open a position. So that $10.
Well, yeah, of course.
When you open
That's
a
the risk.
position, that $10 will be like in the exchange, but like the rest of your entire portfolio, so your other $90, is still inside your wallet. So even if during this position Avantis goes bust, you only lose your $10 or get hacked or something. Like they don't have any custody over that remaining capital that you have. So that is quite cool. We have a
Don't we have a ref link for that?
yeah, but I
For
don't
lower fees.
I don't know what it is.
It's Pawnzi.
It's are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll take a look at silver soon, I guess. Let me just check because
I think I posted a silver chart because when you trade metals on Avantis, you have like
this is
the
the
lowest fees of any venue.
yeah here. Avantisfi.com/referral ? Code is Pawnzi. So yeah, it's just like a totally. I use it more like for fun gambles, which I don't want to take with big positions or pay heavy fees on. But it's like kind of fun to keep that gambling edge or that trading edge going all the time. They also have silver and gold that you can trade there, so it's quite cool. $10 is good money. Can you trade? Speaking of lighter, can you chart lit? We can. Any good resources for learning pure price action? Well, you can come into our Discord. We have quite a ton of education. If you mean like pure price action, I'm not really sure what you talk about, like support resistance or up and down trends. You can just come into the Discord and ask questions that you have, or I would say the best way to learn is find any community and just don't be a silent observer. At the very least, like watch what people are doing, ask questions about like, okay, I saw this setup that you posted in the chat. It can be a member of the Discord or a team member. It doesn't really matter. Just ask why they take that position. Because and then like another thing, like every word that you see that you don't understand, like make it your habit to just Google or like GPT and like try to find yourself what it means, because it will establish like the habits that you make as a trader. Like in the end, you want to be able to find everything yourself. You want to be able to find new kind of setups, the meaning of things, just ways to trade, history of trading, that kind of thing. So try to be very active about it. And then yeah, just asking questions. Next best thing is posting charts in the chat yourself. Say like, okay, I have this short position, which is probably, oh, sorry, probably gonna get ran. Then you can ask like, okay, what did I do wrong? How could I have managed this position better? Just like asking questions all the time, sharing, even if it's it's gonna be a losing trade, it doesn't really matter. Just having that conversation, I think, is very important. And you learn the price action thing, you learn it along the way. But I think that community is much more important, and community and the habit of trying to figure out things. So again, so okay, we'll go to. You were gonna chart silver, right?
Yeah, I'll go over metals. Not that I'm a metal trader.
Yeah.
Okay, so uh, I was charting these on the futures charts because you see the gaps like you would on CME, and I think the premiums versus I think the perp metals in crypto that you have access to, I think they used this as an oracle, so the price is really close, so it's good for trading. Uh, Sorry. For silver, I marked out this. There was a tiny gap, and I thought this would be a potential point of reversal because it coincides with 618 typical like fib stuff. Zero reaction. Absolutely just nuked through it on Friday, in this huge drawdown of 40%, and everyone saw the headlines how many trillions of market cap got erased. So it's trading like an absolute shitcoin. It stopped out at the second gap here, but I didn't buy the second gap either, just because how underperformant it was versus gold. You can see quite clearly, even after bottoming out, it's putting in lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, right? So until it breaks out of this, there's not too much reason to knife catch, right? I think your best bet currently is it kind of bottoms out, stalls on downward momentum, maybe sweeps out the range lows here, these guys. There's like some high there, maybe where it can bounce as so. And then your best bet is, okay, once it does break this little channel, you can maybe try for a long, but then you're really kind of betting on a range here. So at most, I think you'll get something like this.
I mean, you are
At most.
This is like your TRX thing, right? Like it had a parabola, it broke it. Now you're
Yep.
kind of looking for a low volume bounce into maybe 104.8.
I think that's really optimistic.
Ah,
just because like TRX is, it's a supplied control alternative cryptocurrency. Silver is, multitude, like what do you call it? Multiples of market cap larger, and the supply and demand are much more decentralized. So I think pushing it up that high is really difficult. I think if you do lose this, I think this high here from December, I think that's like a good place to look for rejection. Like this is kind of what I would expect. And I think if you look historically, that's kind of how this guy performs. Because oh my God, I gotta,
Do you hear my dog dreaming?
yeah. Is she okay?
Yeah, she does it like almost every day.
So back in what year is this? 2011. So more than 10 years ago. Uh, you're currently in the middle of this dump here, and we're probably looking at this right now, or this. So there's not much rush to buy. And then this is the range I'm talking about. I'm not sure if you get this, because this is like the 104 that Husky mentioned, and I'm not sure if you get it, but like it will be quite obvious if you do, and then you have a lot of opportunity to enter here uh, to try and like capture that. But even down here, there's a lot of opportunity, because if you do get like a nice wick bottom, it's gonna probably half fill it. You can play like a half wick fill and then play for a lower high, right? So I would like to trade this rather than try to capture this, because if you trade this, like might get stopped quite easily.
Yeah, I was
That's for
more
silver.
thinking of catching that second leg down.
Yeah, that's I think that's a more
Because like
pertinent.
you had months to long this, right?
Yeah.
Ah, I got stopped out of my 39x short, paper short.
Did they? Okay, they're filling the spot wall now.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool. But yeah, gold is a little bit different. You know, gold is BTC and silver is, altcoins. It will behave a little differently, but not historically, I guess, too much differently. You can expect like a bigger range. That's about it. I had a level here marked out, the 618 half wick fill here. I think on open, when Pomex opened, it just did this massive wick. My average entry, because I had a few scaled orders, ended up like 4550-ish. I've break even that now because this looks really vulnerable now, because you have a gap here, you have this low, and I think what you saw with silver, I think it's likely for gold as well, that it could do one of these, and then it starts to sort of range here for a few weeks or months. So I think that's the view on metals I have right now.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I don't have different view. The only thing, yeah, I mean, I said it like, I don't think chasing the long here is like that. It will be much more fun to look for some kind of rejection on, um, because it will likely range there, and it's like maybe more silver, like it will
Yeah,
eventually.
shorting silver I think is pretty cool.
Okay. We are pumping on the BTC.
Fantastic. We had a request for Lido. I can just maybe go over that. If you want a long Lido, why not wait for this line to get broken? Like, yeah, you're gonna miss out on, 20 cents or so, but your upside is much, much higher. Because right now, if you try to long
That's
it,
like 100%.
that is 100%, but like your win rate, right?
Yeah.
If you long it here, like you're betting on this happening, right? This is like your most bullish scenario. but you don't know where to stop it. So this is more likely to happen, and then it does it, right? So you have to be, really selective where you wanna do business. I'm not sure if this wedge works. Ooh, that's nice.
That's
Look at
nice.
that. So either you front run or you sweep this wick, right? That's a long. If you do front run it, it's kind of hard to put a hard stop somewhere, but I mean, maybe 20% down or so, because your upside is 170%, right? So you can play the wedge, but you're longing into a very, very downtrendy thing. And it's not unlikely that it just falls through this and just, goes into negative
Yeah.
like oil, They're gonna pay you to get rid of their coins.
Just gonna steal your screen real quick because
Yeah.
it's doing that thing where Coinbase it's not yet blowing out, but like it can be a bit more aggressive. Um, it also like we just topped here, I think. Let me just put this on candles because it's much more interesting. But like before, you don't see all the wicks, like they don't stay on the screen for some reason because it's a like it's a combination of two tickers. They don't do it that way. I'm not really sure why. Okay, but you could actually see like Coinbase Premium was wicking into this as we made this high, as we were filling that spot ask wall that we had right here. So though now you just want to see like, okay, I actually want to see price start to chill a little bit while this just keeps on pushing up. That's what we talked about earlier in the stream. But yeah, I think we took, or we are very close to the weekend highs. Honestly, I already didn't expect us to get that far if you just look at 2022. But then again, like if you always have to calculate Sailor and of course also SPX doing this. Like either it is enough for BTC to push at least into resistance. Like it's not gonna roll over right here if SPX is doing what it is doing at the moment. What is your win rate? I have no idea. I don't journal my trades. I don't really obsess over things like that. I think it can help some people, but it would make things like it would take all the fulfillment I get out of trading. It would just take it away from me if I had to spend. I know you can just connect TradeStream or something, but it's like I don't really want to know. As long as I am making money more than I'm losing money, it's fine for me. Like I don't have to optimize for every last penny. Very fortunate to
Yeah, I like that.
not be in that position anymore.
You know what's a really nice level? 80,000 flat. I like that level. Like 79.8, 79.9. That's pretty good. We might have just like, hit the reversal today. I'm not sure. Euro close is in 45 minutes, so it will still take a while. But the reason,
We still have like a spot wall at 80 exactly.
yeah, as well. But the reason I like, do we? Oh, it's not even on Binance. It's like 28 on Binance there.
Then it's Coinbase probably.
Because there's an IBIT gap at 79.9 per current prices. And what I'm doing like a really dumb thing. I'm looking for the gap to not get filled, and I'm looking for the gap to act as resistance. So that's why I like the level actually, in terms of like Pico.
All right.
Pico catching.
Look at this, by
But
the
I
way.
don't think.
This is like
Sorry.
Bybit open interest.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah.
Short skin
Smart.
increase.
Smart money.
But hyperliquid open interest is going up on pretty negative delta. So I mean, they have some. This one probably a long. Gets stopped here. No, it's a short that gets stopped and instantly, I think, get filled and stopped instantly. Not really sure what they're up to here, but I like that Binance is like completely getting wiped out. Hyperliquid. This is 21.5 to 23.5, 2000 BTC. Could just be one of those morons again getting into like a single.
Garrett bearish.
Yeah, just like a single entity getting into one position. Then we'll see.
But yeah, if you look at the chart since the morning, it's like very, very nice, poppy, sailory type situation.
Binance CVD is the one up. Yeah, I don't really look at Binance anymore. Okay. I stopped looking at it because it's they scam their books and price so much. Like it's I'm not really interested in. It's not really clear to me what is happening. There's nothing that I can get out of it. Like Binance was always very interesting. Recently, Hyperliquid is becoming a bit less noisy. So it's becoming a bit more clean to read. I like to look at just aggregated CVDs for like, okay, this is a lot of like, at least Spot is buying on this move up, so that could be, I don't know what that sound was. You're on Hyperdash. So just the divergence between those two can be interesting, just looking at the aggregated things, and like just to have like a very quick overview, I have Binance here, but I don't find it very useful. Oh, we were gonna do. Did you do lit? No. Oh, I forgot to put up my screen again. Jesus. Sorry about that. I think Soldat is muted, but that's fine. I will chart lit.
Oh, sorry. Was it on my screen the whole time you were talking?
Yeah, apparently.
Oh, Jesus fucking Christ.
It's fun.
Trader for a living.
It's fun because nobody says something. Were you watching something you shouldn't be watching or something?
No.
So yeah, lit. Not the greatest thing to be long. When did it launch? Here, right? So you still have your pre-market untouched, basically. I think that will. I mean, I'm not sure about it, but if market conditions turn, I think this could be something fun to long into. Maybe just that 150 level is probably like psychologically a little bit important. I like that we took it at least. Okay, so very, very clean downtrend so far. You have high coming here, not even a new high. Like it just keeps going down. Like, doesn't really put in any high. So you have a low right here, a high, a lower low. So this is, if you want to be bullish, this is like the level you watch on the daily time frame. I can go 1 hour. Let's clean this up already because we don't need it. So we know like, okay, this is the level to watch. We have the equal highs here. They got swept. So now I think it could be interesting to look a little bit on the long side for this coin if the market allows it. We're kind of holding this level. I think if you drop back below 150, you just sit it out because you also have this range. Can maybe look at it like this. because I knew they had some equal highs. They got swept actually. No. Um, it's this one. So I think that can be a target together with this high right here. I tried to get in a short here. Didn't just missed it. So deleting that. Still a lot of people that like own their airdrop here, and I think we'll try to get out there. So I think you can get like a little bit more chop going on here, but what I would like to see is more locally this. But yeah, it's not really fun to wait for this and then if you get something like this, it could work. Like this high gets taken, but not this one. Then you try to long on the pullback, something like try to get a tighter invalidation, or you could just do it like this. Like, it's a pretty good low that we put in here. I think you can go for it. It's a pretty decent setup. Maybe try to get in on the sweep of these if you can get that. Do you have anything to add on Litecoin?
No, I agree. I don't think you expect it to double or triple in a couple of days. It's gonna take a while. There's, quite a bit up top.
Yeah.
It's kind of it's not trading dissimilar to World Liberty Financial. It reminds me of that a lot, and I guess the holders of both are very similar.
You know what I don't like about this coin? It's just that it keeps putting in the same kind of lows. Like you had this, similar to what BTC has right now, but even worse. Like it is actually grinding, like working its ass off to get out of that low. Like this does the same again here, does the same again here. Then you finally have like some kind of good structure here, like a very that was on Saturday, Sunday night. It retraces the whole thing and it just starts grinding that same structure again. Like, I don't like those. Maybe something like this would be cleaner. But yeah,
What do the kids call it? You want a clean break.
a clean break. Okay, running up on 2 hours here. I think, unless there's something urgent, that we call it a day here.
Yeah.
Is there actually anyone left?
Mm.
Wouldn't be
I hope not.
surprising.
This has been like a massive yap fest for no reason.
Is Clanker a good buy on a recent pullback? Jesus fucking Christ.
I think Clanker has like a really nice invalidation. That's like what I can say about Clanker.
It's funny that you mentioned like if there's anything urgent, we can take a look at it, but otherwise we're gonna wrap it up here. And they start asking about Clanker coin. Are you speaking? Because I think it's
No.
Okay. Okay, we have. I don't know how to look at that, to be honest.
I mean, I think if it loses this low, I'm not
Yeah.
that interested.
Yeah, I think you can. That kind of thing, like it. It's also not on your screen. Let me. Sorry, I'm tired. So this is Clanker coin. Those really aggressive runs. I don't know. I don't know what it is, but it's probably like something that got a bit of attention for a while, and then
I think it's like AI related
yeah,
because
of course.
AI, the Claude was
Yeah.
big and stuff.
So
Because I think like you're here right now, I think, and it already did it once, but in January, right? So I think it breaks this, and then it like kind of spends some time. Like this is not promised, so I wouldn't really go higher than 54 on it. Stop is I think 10% down ish, 8% down. It's not the best trade.
It is
Uh,
not the
it's just
most interesting chart, I think, at the moment.
yeah. I
It's
mean,
just
if you really wanted to, I mean, this is one attempt because like the R is so high, and the next attempt would be like here, and then you can try to fill the wick in, but otherwise, like I don't know, like
for long. The thing we said it in the very beginning of the stream, like Bitcoin and a lot of things in crypto is like you are trading momentum, and like momentum on this thing like is very clearly to the downside on very high time frame. Recent time frames here also like quite to the down. So let it give you signs that you actually want to long it. I think. Um,
yeah.
yeah, I don't know. I was gonna say something in addition, but I forgot. Like
I think it's not
be
important.
very selective about the assets that you trade in crypto market. Um, there's like there's such a high turnover of attention and hype. Something that could be a hot coin for the current week or coming week can be completely forgotten and like completely irrelevant the week after, and then you're still trying to trade it while volume on that coin drops and open interest drops, and like you get those manipulation spikes up and down. um,
Case in point,
yeah,
you could even kind of pull the parabola a bit nicer, but yeah, once it's done, and it just goes.
yeah,
So people try to trade this. This is like I didn't even try to short it because the funding was so negative. The levels here. There's some levels like there's a half wick fill. Like you can even like pull up a fib or something. It just falls right through. Levels don't matter on these coins. It's over, and it's probably again as they tend to do. It's just gonna do this for a while, and then at some point it's gonna do this again, right? And then people are gonna try longing like the pullbacks again and get wrecked, and yeah, there's no point.
yeah. I see. I'm already getting replies on Twitter because I was making fun of like generational equal lows will absolutely never get swept. Longs are safe. I'm already getting replies on it. I think these lows are not safe. If I had to, I think they will get taken this week. If not, the week after, or with like I'm not gonna say 100%, but I will be very surprised if we don't. But we'll see. We'll see. Gonna wrap it up here. I need to get some food. Thanks everyone for
Awesome.
thanks
Thank you
everyone for
everyone for
joining.
watching. It was a pleasure.
Yeah. We'll do one again next week, probably on Tuesday, maybe Monday, but normally on Tuesday. Just thank you, Soldat, for joining. Also, don't forget to follow Soldat on Twitter. What is your Twitter handle, Soldat?
I think you can find it.
Yeah, you can find us from the stream. Thanks, everyone, and see you next